Oh, it's a very beautiful morning. Sun's, oddly enough, hasn't broken over the trees there, even though it's daylight pretty much already. We got up early, went into Hartwell, and Bill's got a Jeep, and his transmission was slipping a little bit, so we went up and got some of that Lucas transmission fix. We're going to pour a little bit of that in there after he drives it around and warms it up a little bit. This is Monday, and I'll give you a little update on where we stand with the Rambler. We have two engine block candidates in here. The pretty red one is the one that came out of it, and it was run with no oil pressure because the cam bearings were put in so that they blocked the oil holes, and so none of the oil was getting to the engine, so it wore out. Pretty much everything, of course, everything it wore out is replaceable except for the cylinders, and they may have gotten more wear than what's good for it. Because of the lack of lubrication on the rings. On the other hand, you know, the engine was running okay until it wasn't, so they might be all right. This engine, this is a good block, 2-bolt main, that's 4-bolt main, and it had the crankshaft in it, and the pistons, everything worked real slick. It was what you would call a loose engine, but sometimes a loose engine is good. Especially if you're racing and stuff. So I got two blocks. I'm thinking about whether or not I want to have them bored or not. And of course they both would need to be cleaned and have new cam bearings put in and new freeze plugs and all that. So yeah, I'm just sort of contemplating all that. There's also a possibility of a new engine. Jerry knows someone who might have a good deal on one, so we're kind of waiting to see what that's going to be too. So I might make a few phone calls today just to see what I can get as far as machine work around here. I cleaned off my counter space and I moved stuff down to the back barn the other day. I was out with Mad Dog Bobby the other day. We went to haul some metal off of a guy's property who's fixing up a new place that he bought to rent out, and one of the things we found was some big metal cabinets, and rather than haul them off for scrap, we hauled them over here, and I took one of them and put it in the barn there. The door fell off it, and I put some hinges, but I needed to put some better hinges on it. I just stuck some on there so I could get the door closed. Honey Baby was using this for a dance studio yesterday, and had a bunch of dancers over here. We backed the Studebaker out so they could get in here and dance, which worked out really good. The cabinet I'm talking about is right over here, and I need to do a little bit more, shoot some better screws into these hinges I put on here. But you can see, I'll get these tanks out of the way. So we've got all manner of car parts. There's a crankshaft back there and the starter, and pistons and piston rods down there, and all kind of stuff. Box of stuff that came off the top of the engine. So got these heads here. These old fuelie heads. So yeah, that's where we're at today. We're kind of at that in-between place. I'm not in any rush to do anything. The you know, this car's running good and ready to go as far as any shows go, and the rat rod over here saying it's turnkey ready to go, so no reason to rush in whatever it is I'm going to do. What could happen is that if Jerry comes up with a good deal on a new engine, I might just buy that and then take the old engine and build it too, and save it as a standby for the rat rod in case that engine ever gives up the ghost. So after Bill gets here, I'll probably go up to the safe house. They got a lot of loose nails and stuff on the ground up there, and Honey Baby wound up with 2 flat tires the other day, and I gave them a magnet. Apparently nobody walked around and drug it around in the yard, so I'm going to go do that today after I get Bill taken care of. I've got another magnet like that one. That one up there is cracked. The handle's cracked on it, but the one I gave them is good. So well, that's my 2 things on the list to get me started today. Oh, I got my little Halloween skeleton in here. I found this online just in time for Halloween. There, buddy. Little passenger in the car there.